Kyle said I have to do my life's verse, so here we go. My life's verse is Joshua chapter 24 and verse 15. And if it seem evil unto you to serve the Lord, choose you this day whom you will serve. Whether it be the gods of your fathers served on the other side of the flood, or the gods of the Amorites in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. I chose that verse a long time ago. I was always mesmerized by Joshua. I always loved his desire to serve. And being that I was a youth pastor and later assistant pastor and co-pastor, I was always the second guy or the third guy or the fourth guy. So my desire was always to try to be like Joshua and to just do everything I can to make my leaders who were over me willing to use me in whatever capacity I could be to help, to serve, whatever. So I just tried to follow Joshua's example. I believe Joshua was an amazing man who was willing to listen, willing to serve, willing to do whatever it was that the leader above him, who was Moses, was needing. And I believe that showed. I believe Moses did a great job of training Joshua. But I think the biggest thing there was the fact that Joshua chose. He chose to serve the Lord. He chose to serve Moses. And he wanted to do a good job. And that's why God was able to use him as the next leader of the children of Israel. And then when it came down to his last statements to the children of Israel, he said, if you think it's not important to serve God, then make a choice today. Choose who you're going to serve. And I love his last statement in that verse where he said, but as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. And I always wanted that to be the case with me and my family. I wanted us to serve the Lord together, to make the choice to not just go to church, not just to be there, but to be there and be a part. Make the ministry our ministry, not just the pastor's ministry, not just the youth pastor's ministry, not just our parents' ministry, but we wanted to make the church, our ministry. And we've tried to do that as we raised our son, and now he's involved heavily in the ministry as well. I appreciate that. And through the course of my married life, we have had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of discouraging times, and we were encouraged at one of the darkest days of our lives to grab a verse and hold on to it. And that verse that we held on to was Romans 8:28, and we know all things work together for good to them that love God, to them who are called according to his purpose. And we knew that we didn't understand why God was allowing certain things to happen in our lives, but we did understand that we know that God's in control, that God loves us. He doesn't allow things to come into our lives to destroy us, but to build us and to encourage us and to strengthen us, because his strength is made perfect in our weakness. And so we knew that whatever we were going to go through, even at that very, very difficult time in our lives, we understood that God was working all things for our good. And he did do that. We saw later on how God worked different situations out to bring about that discouraging time to be something that was a joyful thing. And we look back on it now thanking God that he did do that. And I believe that all stems back to the fact that we made the choice. I made the choice a long time ago, and then my wife and I made the choice together to serve the Lord, as Joshua told the children of Israel. And so I would encourage anyone who is trying to decide what they're going to do with their life to just make the choice. Choose to serve the Lord. You won't go wrong. You won't regret serving God. Don't think that everything's going to be a piece of cake. Life is not a cakewalk. Life's not a bed of roses. A lot of times there's a lot of thorns in those roses. And just to understand that for the child of God, he works all things for our good. Even the things we call bad, they're still good in God's sight. And they're used to build us, not to destroy us. So I hope that helps whoever's watching, that you'll be encouraged to one day, no matter what's going on, trust that God's got everything under control. Thanks for watching.